Okay, everybody. I am going to just introduce what the topic for weight management is going to be. So if you want to join me in future classes, I'm going to go over intuitive eating because this is something different than what we've done before. Okay. I was going to write down all your names. So if anybody pops up, I'm going to write your name down that you attended and you're going to be in the class. And I'm going to recommend a couple things for future classes. Hopefully you're going to join me. And so it would be, this is actually week 2, because I thought this was week 1, but it's not. It's week 2. Okay. So my name is Maria, registered dietitian. I've been doing this since 1982. So we won't go into anything but that as far as years. But I was going to talk about intuitive eating because that's something that came out in oh my gosh, it's back again, or it still is here, but in 1995, Evelyn Tribole and Elyse Resch, I believe her name is Resch, came up with the term and the techniques of intuitive eating. And they have, developed this based on 100 studies that support this to be an effective way to lose weight. Okay. So I will just read some things that I took notes on, and then you can decide if this is something you want to investigate. Essentially, it is to eliminate the, or it is the ultimate non-diet approach and way of eating, and it helps you to control your body's signals and truly honor your body and your health and your well-being. So you're not really counting points, you're not counting calories. You can surely write down what you eat if you want, so you're more aware of it. So you might want to, each time you come to class, have a notebook to take notes and a pen or pencil. I would get a scale if you want. You don't have to. You can go by how you feel in your clothes. If your belt or your pants or your top or your whatever undergarments feel looser, it can be more of an intuitive feeling of weight loss or weight gain, whichever you're wanting. Okay. But not necessarily by the scale. If you don't want to go by any numbers at all, that's fine. Most people know what's healthy. Surely we could go over label reading, but right now we're just going to go into what's intuitive to you and not take away, but possibly add to. Okay. A lot of people are doing more of the add to, as far as adding healthy foods into their diet, adding healthy movements into their lifestyle. Essentially, while you're not dieting, it may seem really, outrageous, radical, whatever, but it can take us back to our roots from where we came from, or where our parents or grandparents came from, depending on your age. I know when I was younger, we just ate until, we just ate what our parents gave us, and then we were done. That's it. There was no such thing as, seconds and thirds and all that, especially most of us that are a little bit older came from bigger families. We have smaller families now, and not everybody, but at least from what I can tell, my friends and younger or even my age have less children, and their children have less children. So if it's gone that far yet, I don't have any, so that knocks that out. But anyhow, so this philosophy, it's going to teach you how to nourish your body, nourish your life, your soul, your way that you're going to go about your movement in your life. It's really centered around 2 core concepts, and that would be to, number 1, tune out the external cues, and then number well, that's the title of it, is tuning out the external rules, if you will. And then the 2 subtitles for that is to basically turn off the police, the food police, which could be your spouse, your roommate, me, off in your head. So we're not constantly beating ourselves up. And, if we do have a day where we had a lot of cake or ice cream or cookies or fried food, we're just going to be like, okay, that's the past. It's over. We're moving forward. And then maybe we're going to have it a lot less often. Because we know it didn't make us feel good. Our pants were really tight. We felt really bloated. It was greasy. We intuitively know it's probably not good for us, because it's true. We don't need me to tell you that. Most people know fried and greasy food is not good for you. But once or twice a year, for me anyway, that's just my rule, not yours. I feel like I might want to try it. I usually eat a piece. I don't feel good. It tasted good. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that for a long time because I don't like not feeling good. Okay. So the next one is to invite more curiosity as far as maybe a variety of foods, things you haven't tried, cuisines, ethnic foods you haven't tried. That might introduce more fruits and vegetables. Have more compassion for yourself and for others. Care for it's self-care to have new and exciting foods and recipes and things you haven't tried, restaurants you haven't gone to if you're able to, even if they're not like the fanciest restaurant in the world. You don't have to worry about that. Or even if you do go to a fancy one, you can just get an appetizer and split it with somebody. Enjoy the ambiance, the atmosphere, and maybe that new food. And it's just a little appetizer. We don't have to always have a big giant meal. We can just savor it and eat mindfully and intuitively. Okay. I'm gonna wait and have do the personality quiz, which I have 3 of them. I thought I'll do one per week so you can find out what kind of person you are from an eating inventory standpoint. And then I have an activity inventory and a coping inventory, because they all go along to get, as one, as far as how your intuitive eating stands. Okay. But we'll wait until somebody's on here. If it's not this week, next week. I will go over the principles of intuitive eating today. You can always go back and see this, or I'll repeat them next week if I have a bigger group, which I hope I do. So number 1 is reject the quote unquote diet mentality. Number 2 is honor your hunger. Okay. Try to get in touch with your hunger. I've talked to a lot of people over the years, their patients, clients, whatever, where they don't really even know what hunger feels like, or they've never felt hunger, at least from their memory. So honor that hunger, get to a point where you do feel hungry. And then I don't want you to skip meals per se. I mean, that's going to be up to you. I read a study today that people who skip meals or only eat 1 meal a day, it can be very detrimental to your health in the long run. I don't want to scare anybody, but it's really known out of a large group of people, those that only eat 1 time a day can actually lose some years of their life. So I don't want you to skip meals, but as an initial habit, just so that you can feel hunger, you might want to go without a meal or 2, so you can feel what hunger is like. And then you can get into the routine of eating 3 meals a day, about 4 or 5 hours apart. Make peace with food. Honor. Oh yeah, I already said that. Okay. And challenge the food police. So you can challenge me. You can challenge somebody who's trying to sabotage you, sabotage your hunger, or sabotage your eating habits. So if they say, oh, come on, I made this cake. You got to try it. Well, if you want to take one little teeny piece and say, oh yeah, okay, it tastes great. But please, can you put it away for me? I really don't, that's not, working with my meal plan right now, or my lifestyle habits. Nothing personal, tastes great, wonderful baker, chef, cook, whatever, but I really already ate. Okay. 5 is discover the satisfaction factor, which is really just discovering pleasure. It's, you know, just savoring food, feeling the fullness, which is number 6 actually, is is feeling your fullness. So I guess I said that too quick. I expand on my notes, but really feel the fullness before you feel bloated, sick. You know, your clothes are just so tight you can't breathe. I know I do that. I unzip my zipper and all these other things, and you know, or feel like I have to always wear stretchy pants, which I really don't feel like I look that great in stretchy pants. But sometimes, you know, you do what you have to do. Once again, have compassion for yourself. Don't beat yourself up. We're trying to build our self-esteem. We're trying to honor our body, honor our food, savor our food. You know, we need food. That's one thing. If we have addiction to food, that's one addiction we can't get rid of. Okay. But we can modify it. We can honor it. We can be intuitive about it, so that we can actually get the nutrients we need, the fluids and the i.e. water that we need, because it's imperative for life. So respect your body, cope with your emotions, which we'll go over as well, so that you're actually, you know, treating yourself with kindness, because you wouldn't do that. Most people would not do that to their friend. You know, withhold water, force food down their throat, uh, you know, insist they eat things or drink something that's extremely unhealthy for them. You know, it's not in their best interest. So you want to treat yourself like you're treating your best friend, somebody that you want to live long and be healthy. Treat yourself that way too. Okay. That's, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you tips on how I want to try to treat myself as well, or how I've tried to do that throughout the years. That's why I'm in the field, because I decided, believe it or not, between 11 and 14 years old, that this was the route I was going to take. And I mess up all the time, but I get back on the horse, if you will, the intuitive eating horse. Anyway, the next one is, they say exercise. I'm just going to say move more, feel the difference, so that it's not a punishment, but it's actually a pleasurable, fun thing. So you want to find some movement things that you like, you really feel relaxed in doing, whether it's sit and be fit, soft, easy yoga, Qigong, probably saying it wrong, Tai Chi, whatever, self-defense, any of those things that make you feel strong, makes you want to hold your chin up high and your shoulders back. Those are the things that are going to increase self-esteem. It's going to help your bones, your muscles, everything that will make you feel like a healthy, strong individual as you age. So you can age gracefully, but age strongly. So that's what's going to keep you independent. Because I know no one I've known says, I want to go to a nursing home. Take me now. No, not at all. They want to be independent. I know as far as my grandparents, my parents, you know, they all want to stay at home or with family or independent on their own. And that's how I feel as well. Okay. I can always visit people at the nursing home, but I prefer, if, you know, it comes down to it, that I'm the visitor, not the visitee. And then the last one is just gentle nutrition. So we're just gradually learning about new and popular foods that aren't necessarily keto or just gluten-free, that have lots of sugar and white flour, unless of course you need a keto food. You can find a keto food that's just a good, healthy food. Fruits and vegetables don't have, you know, gluten in them. So there's plenty of foods that don't have gluten, that are just fresh, yummy, delicious foods, and you don't need to add any gluten. And there's plenty of grains that don't have gluten. Okay. Let me see. I'm not doing the quiz, so this will make this little intro shorter, and plus taking all your names and finding out your goals and things like that. but I did want to at least do an introduction, and then we can do the quiz hopefully next week. I want to see. I do have an intuitive eating hunger scale, 1 to 10. I won't review those this week, but I wanted y'all to think about, I could probably post that scale. I'm going to try to do that. And that way you can maybe refer to that scale so you can determine if you're 1 ravenous or if you're 10 comfortable. Or no, I should say actually 10 stuffed, and then 5 would be more like neutral, not full or comfortable. So if you want, the intuitive eating scale will help you identify more, not calories, not even physical activity per se, but just where you're at on the hunger scale. So you can start identifying your hunger levels. And if you're getting closer to the 5 on a regular basis, then you're doing really great. 1, we don't want you to be ravenous all the time and not have energy, be weak and lethargic. We don't want you to be 10 stuffed where you can't move as well. But getting closer to 5 on a regular basis is going to really help you, I think, with your goals. So we can talk more about it later. I'm going to see if I can actually send this to the cloud, where Amanda can put it on wherever we're gonna put it, or so you can watch it. So we'll see what we can do. I just wanted to at least record this first session. Okay. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I think it might get a little cold or rainy or something, but doesn't mean you can't eat intuitively. Rate your meals. See if you can get a little notebook, either from the center or from the dollar store, and a pen or pencil. And that way you can write your meals. We can do the quiz next week. We'll start with the eating inventory. If we want to move further, we can, or we'll do 1 per week. And then I'll go over more information and guide you. And we can all work as like a support group. Okay. So thanks a lot. I will see you later. Sorry you missed the memo. I missed it last week. I thought we were off last week. So no problem. We're going to be gentle on ourselves. And I even got the recovery center. I don't have a sweater that matches, but I got the recovery center t-shirt on for you guys. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm still here. Okay.